Hello?
Hello. How is it going?
It's going. How you doing?
I'm feeling freaking tastic. I definitely can't complain. Definitely uh more upbeat and energized now. So
Okay.
that's what it's all about. So yes,
That sounds
everyone. It sounds great, huh? To
yeah,
be
it
all
sounds
energetic, to be grateful of life, you know. And a lot of people did wake up today.
yeah. A
Not a
lot of
lot of
people
people
did.
have. Not a lot of us are blessed to, have all the blessings that we look past. So,
No, not everybody. Yeah. It's the season to be thankful and realize that you're in a warm home and you're safe
oh yeah,
and you're not in the same position that a lot of other people struggling out there is in. So you
oh
got to be
yes, 'cause-
thankful.
yeah, absolutely. Because it's crazy out here, man. It's so interesting.
Certainly is crazy.
Yeah, we got it. We definitely got to band together on a whole different level to kind of avoid the craziness that has been going on.
Mhm.
But everyone, welcome. We are at episode 7 on the
Episode
Wine Pod.
7. Ooh.
Episode 7. Oh, so cute. It'll be so excited to get to 100 and 200 and blah, blah, blah. And so on and so forth. So, our episode 7 today is Ladies, do you prefer flashy or conservative men? But before we get into that, where can everyone find you, Azima?
Y'all can find me on Azima the Only. That's AZIMATHONLY. Azima the Only on TikTok and Instagram, and Ozidi Wellness and Fitness. That's OZDIDI. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Ozidi Wellness and Fitness on YouTube and Facebook.
Nice. Dope,
Yes,
dope.
almost forgot how to spell.
Sometimes you've been having to think about that sometimes, but that's a good way of challenging your mind.
It's like somebody asked me my birthday. I'm like, yeah, that day.
There's been a couple times when I'll be like, oh shoot, I'm this age. Not thinking that, younger or anything, but just like, oh wow. But
hmm Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
yeah, I even went as far as making the point to memorize people's phone numbers and stuff just to keep the brain sharp.
hmm Yeah, sounds logical.
Oh yeah. All right. So everyone, you can find me on across all platforms, Camp Jogo Fit. That's KampJogofit on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Okay.
All right. So before we even get into our subject, it's been kind of crazy in this social media world. Like just all the stuff that's coming on at once. I'm like, I think it's time to take a I'll still post and stuff. I need to take a social media break because,
I've already started that break.
yeah, because there's just a lot of stuff that is just being, broadcasted. And I'm like, why do we care about this?
Mm.
And I'm just like, but I guess that's what it is. People like drama, they're attracted to it. Because I was looking at people that's on my list that like had barely any likes or
hmm
anything or
Yeah.
interaction. But the things that they're posting are things that I'm resonating with, like, take time out for yourself or um, be kind to other humans or just some nice inspirational stuff like that. And then they barely get any likes, but you hear about, this foolishness out there and you see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people talking about the same subject. Which is
Yeah.
fine because essentially people are going to talk about what's trending. But
Being nice is not trendy. It's not
yeah, it's not
trendy.
trendy.
Feeding the
And
children ain't trendy.
no,
Yeah.
and with us, we kind of like to dig deep into like the psyche of some of the, you know, subjects that we come across, like,
Hmm.
just how these women are saying some crazy stuff online, and they're not being called out for their the foolishness of what they're saying, you
Yeah,
know?
I feel like we've been, a lot of people have been dumping on the men and the things they
Yeah,
do,
like,
which is worth dumping on. But that you got to equally dump on the women who do the crazy stuff they do too.
right. Like, what kind of imbalanced shit is that to say to like abort all black babies? Like, that's like a video I came across. Well, there was a lady, she was actually calling the women out that are saying this, talk about or abort all black male babies and stuff. Like, that's wild to say that. Like, how could you fix yourself to say something like that?
Mm, she don't like
So,
black people. I'm gonna just say it. She don't
well,
like black people.
but that's what she is, though.
I
That's the
know, and
sad
she
part
doesn't
about
like black people.
it. That's just odd.
That's crazy. You know, she gonna have one herself. Well, maybe not.
And it's
Maybe.
just not one woman saying this. This is a lot of women on social media saying this. That
Mm-hmm.
and it's just odd to me because here we are. We'll definitely get into our show topic today, but here we are, the government, the powers that be, they're doing all this crazy stuff behind our backs, behind the BS that's being pushed on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only a few of us that's like keeping an eye on those things. All this stuff they're trying to push out there, this whole, digital currency, they want to push a social score.
Mm-hmm.
And here people are saying like crazy stuff. Like, if you're saying crazy stuff like that online, how could you possibly have your mind open to things like this that are happening under the rug, you know?
Their mind ain't. Their mind isn't open. It's closed. They're choosing to direct their attention to things that will not that they feel is better to just focus on. I
Well,
feel like people are purposely misdirecting themselves because they just can't handle the truth. So they just
not
look the other way.
and the funny thing is, not knowing that it takes more muscles to frown than smile, it seems like it's easier for people to create destructive mindsets and habits than to put the effort to create healthy habits or create healthy mindsets, or to be able to think and process the things that are going out there, or just noticing what's going on around you. So,
Yes.
yeah, but anyway, so people, we got two videos on, well, actually we got three videos that we actually wanted to just shed some light on, because when I seen this video, I was like, what in the world? Like, why would you think that way? Or why do you feel that that is intelligent to think that way? Or like, are you using your brain? Like, are you using logic? So what I wanted to do, or what I always want to do, is just to make sure that I'm not bugging and I'm not hearing craziness. I like to hear from other people, like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, like, how do you feel about this? Do you feel that, this person's being reasonable thinking this way?
Oh, well, let's
Or,
let's let's hear what she has to say, and we can
oh,
conclude
yes.
on her reasonable unthinkingness.
Oh, yes. I'm bringing it up now. Give me one moment. Because I'm just like, what a strange world we live in if there's more people that think like this. So I'm going to go ahead and play it now. Give me one moment. I have to put the volume up. So I was talking to one of my homegirls not too long ago, and she tells me she's met the perfect guy, right? She's like, great, he's handsome, great job, all of that, right? Oh, nobody's perfect, of course, but standard wise, preference wise, he met everything. So then later on, she tells me, and she's like, oh, I dubbed him. You know, he's just not right for me. And I'm like, well, what happened? Like, everything was good. Like, you were saying, like, this could have been future hubby. Like you was damn near on the right track for everything. Like, he was just matching up. You know what this woman tells me? She says, his car is old. And I say, okay, what does that mean? That What does that mean? She's like, well, he's been in his career for 10 plus years. He should have a brand new car. He should have something from this year. Like, why don't you have a more expensive car? Sis, sounds like he doesn't have a car payment. Sounds like he doesn't have um an extra $700-800 that he has to spend a month, or how much ever a car payment is. It sounds like he's saving up money. What's the problem? Does it work? Does it have an auxiliary cord? Does it have heat and air conditioning? That's all I really care about. Do the windows go up and down? Has it passed inspection? That's really all that counts. But you're worried about it being an old car? Really? You're gonna pass him up because his car is old? Just little shit like that that explains why these men are sick of us. Because you could have a perfectly good guy with a good career. He takes care of himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that you could ask for, and it's just not enough. But it's women like me that will love on y'all. I just want to let you know that. Okay? We are out here. Stop paying attention to the materialistic women. That's the only thing I can say to you, man. So yeah, man. And
I
I
think
yeah, go ahead.
I was just, when she said it like that, I'm like, opposites attract,
That is true. That is true.
you
You know,
know.
definitely.
But I mean, it's something that, two people would have to conclude, oh, I'm not getting what I want here. What am I doing wrong? And then conclude that maybe they're too materialistic, something like that. But yeah, opposites attract. Those people always looking for those, girls that are looking for, the money and everything like that. I feel like it's easier to attract those girls than it is to attract a girl
A
that,
woman don't care about your money.
yeah, because, you know, they feel like that's just the easiest way to do it. Oh, I got money, and then you got a girl coming after you for the money, you know. But then if those are the only girls they experience, then that's the reason why they come to this conclusion that only women, women want money all the time.
No. Yeah, especially since money can come and go, you
Yeah.
know?
Hmm.
And, you know, it's not just because you have money doesn't mean that, you're a humbled person, or just because you have these, flashy things don't mean you're a peaceful person either.
Yeah. But that's not what
So,
they're looking for. They're not looking for peaceful or flashy. They're not looking for peaceful. They're looking for flashy. They're looking for somebody who has money. They're not worrying
but,
about the peace until their peace is disrupted. That's the way
right,
I look
yeah.
at it.
And that, it tells a lot about their character when they can't
Hmm.
handle situations like that,
Yeah.
about not having an abundance of, let's just say currency, because we may all go through dry spells or whatever, but you could really tell a lot about a person's character when they have nothing. So,
Correct.
in listening to this video, it made me think of another area that is along the same lines, right? So I'll definitely get
Mm-hmm.
into my thought about the whole how I view the woman saying that she's not dealing with him because of the car he drives. But this NBA player by the name of Kawhi Leonard, after
Kawhi
signing,
Leonard.
yes, Kawhi Leonard, after signing a $94 million contract, he still chose to drive his 1997 Chevy Tahoe.
Oh wow. Why not?
He still
I'd
wanted
still
to
be
drive the
driving it
same
too.
car.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
that
he's
makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. So that's gonna get me into my point of what I wanna, make. Like,
Mm-hmm.
how how are you upset that this guy has an old car? Just like what Homegirl said in the video. No car note. Also, with having a car note, you have to have full coverage. So that means his insurance is lower.
Yep.
And a more expensive car also means the less money disposable money he'll spend on you. Like, that just takes away from all the spontaneous trips that could be taken, or the little random gifts. Not saying that that's gonna determine what, the benefits of the relationship, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying that you're basically, it's funny that if you want a guy to do this, but if it's taken away from the other stuff that he can do you know without knowing, or just
Yeah,
being spontaneous,
that's right.
it's just really foolish to think that way, you know
Yeah.
because you talk about a guy not having a nice car. I remember a time when I was taking the bus. So I had stopped by this like Mediterranean restaurant first or whatever, ate in there, and then walked right out to the bus stop. There was this
Mm-hmm.
dude trying to talk to me. I think he had like a BMW or something. But,
Yeah.
I was just like, whatever. Like, I'm not impressed. I'm not feeling you or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So then I walked over and sat down on the bus stop. He's like, oh my, you serious? Like, yes, I'm serious. Like,
I don't know
I,
you.
I don't, I don't know you. And, who says that this is your car? For one,
Mm-hmm.
you could be
Mm-hmm.
driving somebody else's car, or you could be almost on your um repo repo status, but
Yeah.
or car could break down. How many luxury cars, especially these newer cars, break down so much.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, right. And all this extra stuff, like Tesla. Like, you gotta I don't you gotta follow my homeboy on Rally Radio on TikTok, because he
Okay.
go in on the interesting stuff that's going on with these new Teslas, and everybody's over running out here trying to get these electric cars, when they're having, like, if you experience this one issue, it can cost you like $30,000-$40,000 to fix this issue, on top of
Wow.
what you already paid for the whole Tesla.
That's crazy.
So we can't be out here going to trying to get with the times, keeping up with the Joneses, or making sure that we're cool and up to date and we're quirky and modern and everything. We got to definitely get out that mindset. For
Not
me,
that's true.
yeah, for me
That's so true.
personally, I always like older cars. Like, I still want a Jaguar SJ8. You know, I
And
find them
I
so sexy. I
and I
like.
I personally don't care for cars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care for cars either, but I do. I prefer to walk. But if I have to have a car, I want like one of them older cars that you keep up with it or make it look nice. Them classic cars that people be driving around, and you be like, wow, look at that classic
Mm-hmm.
car. And I still do like some Lexuses, some 300s and 330s and stuff. So, you know, I,
Yeah.
I just feel that that was just a foolish decision or foolish reason to say you don't want to deal with somebody is because he don't have a nice car. He should be laughing at her, to tell you the truth. I
Let me
would.
tell you. Let me tell you. When I was dating my husband, He had this white Oldsmobile, you know, the one with the long back and the long front, and
Oh
it had
yeah, them ones that is not nothing is happening to them when
yeah,
if I make a mistake and hit them.
no,
You,
exactly. And it had red velvet seats, and I was like,
okay,
what's yeah, it was
okay,
so
I
old.
could dig it.
Yeah, the
Velvet.
roll up the window, and that was like in 2007, 8, and I was like, wow, he has a car.
Yeah, you need one,
Because
outside
at
of
that
like
time
the
I was
five
walking
boroughs.
everywhere. I was walking everywhere, and I was okay with it. But when I saw he had a car, I was like, wow, he has a car. I was just impressed with the car. Yeah.
So
Like,
let me ask you
like,
this.
what's that?
Would you say that he is a conservative man?
Yes, very conservative. He's one of the
Yeah.
only black men I know that listens to country music.
Ah, well, I mean, melanated people did create that,
That's
so
what I thought. So, but I'm just like till this day, he still listens to even modern country music, and he still calls his pants dungarees. He's just really old school.
he's, oh my God, that
So
is
yeah,
hilarious.
very conservative, and I like it.
And
Just
that's
peaceful.
dope.
Mhm.
But I guess the thing about it, I mean, maybe this chick likes flashy guys. I mean,
Mhm.
for me, when I think of flashy guys, I always think of the movie American Gangster with Frank Lucas and how that flashiness has brought eyes on him with the police. His
Mhm.
woman went ahead and got him a chinchilla fur coat with a hat to match, and they're like, oh, well, what do you do to look like that? Because you all flashy and stuff. So
Mhm.
there's some power, there's some benefit in not being flashy.
Yeah.
I mean, just
I
think
mean,
about it. Just think about all the rappers and stuff that you hear about that get robbed and stuff for their
I was
chains.
gonna say the same thing. Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
see,
There's this
great
one.
minds.
I was there was this. I forgot the name of this one rapper, but he kept on getting robbed. Like everywhere he went, he was robbed, and I can't remember his name. But I was like, how could he still wear the same stuff over and over again, knowing he's gonna get robbed? Like if it was me, I'm like, I'm guaranteed to get robbed when I go to this city to do a show. Maybe I
Yeah,
shouldn't wear my gold chain. Yeah,
yeah, I used to wear gold chains. I used to wear door knockers and stuff, but
those were the
I
days.
I mean, I like the way they look, but unfortunately, there's just been some situations where it's like, okay, maybe just leave this stuff alone because it's dangerous to be flashy.
Mhm.
So, okay, you got a fly car. You want him to have a nice car, a more up to date car. He's been in his career, with the video we just played for 10 years already.
She counted
And
his money for him. I found that a little strange.
yeah,
I'm like, how
so
you
he
know what
could
he
have been.
got?
Yeah, he could have been saving money. She didn't say that he had any type of substance abuse. So let's just
Mm-mm.
say he doesn't deal with substance abuse. Let's say he don't smoke or drink or,
Mhm.
go out. Maybe he's just working and have his car. Like, these are beneficial men to have.
Yeah. He spent his money wisely.
They're spending money wisely. So that means he could probably take care of a house, instead of paying the bare minimum for a down payment for the mortgage. He could probably be like, all right, well, look, negotiate and be like, look, I'm gonna put this X amount of money down on this house, and he's good.
It'd have been
It- it-
nice. It'd have been nice if the conversation she had with her friend was more detailed, instead of just being about a car that was like, oh, found out he's like he's been at the job for 10 years and he's knee deep in debt, and
right. I
that's
was I
why,
was
like,
looking.
like an actual reason, because the old car
That's
ain't a reason to.
that's what I was looking for. I was looking for something. You saying, oh, I ran a report on him and he's a registered sex offender. That type. I was looking for that to be like, oh, that's why you stopped dealing with him. But for a car? Are you
Yeah, for a car,
serious?
I'm like, that don't make any sense.
I'm like, is
How?
this? Does this car have broken headlights or tail lights?
Was it
Does,
unsafe? Did it
does
not
the
have
brake squeak?
seatbelts?
Yeah, does
Yeah.
the brake squeak? Like,
Speaking
yeah,
of that brakes weekend, that's what happened to my. I have a 2019 Honda Pilot that it's only been like 4 years since I got the car, and
and the brake
the
squeak.
brake pads were all messed up and everything. Like I had to drive my husband's truck until the car got fixed. So,
Wow. You
new
see?
cars don't mean shit.
Yeah, new cars don't mean anything because I work, in roadside assistance with all
Mhm.
those original manufacturers and all them insurance companies, and it's
Mhm.
definitely eye-opening that when people have all these cars, especially the newer cars, people be get so mad when their new car broke down, when they have a up-to-date, let's just say they got a 2023 Ford Explorer and the transmission locking up. This is happening with new cars, or the fact
Or those Teslas
that
you were
like,
talking about.
right, or like with a Mercedes Benz, and if you lock your keys in the car, you know that the freaking system sets you up for a tow instead of a door
No
unlock,
way.
just due to
That's
the
messed up.
mechanical system. Yeah, because if the service provider goes in there, it can mess up the locking mechanism in the car. It could really mess that up. So
Wow.
I tell people who have Mercedes Benz, I'm like, you need to have a separate set of keys instead of waiting for
Mhm.
that you keep on you, so
Yeah.
you don't have to wait for no roads, you don't have to wait for no tow, and wait, have that headache.
Yeah.
You get mad because, like, why can't you guys just open up my car? No, this is a liability issue here. It's going
We
to be
got
more costly than you just having an extra key.
yeah.
Hey, Juana, I see Juana got a comment here. Let's go ahead and hear.
Yes.
Hi, ladies. Hi, beautiful queens. How are
Hi,
you?
Juana.
I'm just loving the conversation. I wanted to kind of chime in and answer the question that you guys posed. I would say I like a conservative man better. I think that a flashy man comes with a lot of ego, and they don't tend to treat women as the queens that they're supposed to be treated when they act very flashy. Everything's about what everybody else thinks. Also, a conservative man, kind of follows the rule of thumb as don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing. So you don't
Mm.
want to always show off and tell other people what you got going on. So a conservative man to me is a lot better. Nice conversation, girls.
Thank you. That was nice.
Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, so true. I love the point that you brought up about the ego. That is so true. Because they tend to think, oh, I got this, I got that, I made you this, I took you from a
Mhm.
5 to like a 10, I
Yeah,
upgraded you. And that's what happens when you're dealing with flashy guys.
that is correct. Maybe a few aren't like that, but the ones I
Very few.
experienced definitely pointed those things out real quick about what they
Yeah.
did for you.
Oh,
Like,
and you really didn't do it out the goodness of your heart if you did it and then just to say later that, like, all this stuff I did for you. That's why for me, I don't like accepting gifts from certain people if I know that's what comes out their mouth. Because I don't ever
mhm.
want anybody to ever think that you did something for me. Now I'm indebted to you.
My father was like that. Yeah, he was very flashy. The Nigerian men would call him Baba Alo, which was they say rich man. They call him a rich man because he wore really nice shoes and silks and just looked really good. And I'd even call him GQ. But whenever he did something for me, I'm just talking about me, not even anybody else. He always reminded me of what he did for me.
I don't like that, man.
And
Like,
that's even when me and my husband got married, like he gave us a gift, and would point out that he gave us the gift. He would remind us every second that he gave us the gift. And then one time he asked for that gift back. and wanted to trade it for something that was less than what it was, the gift that he gave us. So it was like,
Oh
you know what?
my goodness. Are you
Maybe we
kidding me?
shouldn't take anything from him anymore. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So
That is
I
def
grew up with a flashy man. I think that's probably why I feel I'm more low key in the way I do things is because of my experience with my own father.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, my father, he's not flat. My father is extremely conservative. You
Mhm.
know, his thing was, I'd rather put money away, savings, and hey, let's go take a trip abroad, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Or if it is an emergency, he'd be like, what you need. So,
Mhm.
how can you be that way if you flashy? You can't be
Okay.
that way. I mean,
You
but
can.
you can, but it's just more better when you have that disposable income so that you don't have to be like, oh, look what I did for you and everything. Because there's a
Mhm.
lot of flashy guys out there that will go to hell and high water to look good, but are broke.
Yeah.
They kind of act like they got it, but they really don't.
And we
Let's
got a
see, we got a
comment.
thought here. Yes.
I think that there are men who are flashy and don't deserve to act flashy. They really have nothing, but they always want to present themselves as having like this amazing, perfect life, that they have everything, when in reality, behind closed doors, they don't, and they're not even a good person, period. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's not even about flashy. They want to be flashy, but they can't. And so that comes off very egotistical as well, because they're going off of what they feel their failures are, but they keep trying. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. They're
Oh
faking it
yeah,
till they're making it.
absolutely. And actually, Juana, you made me think about this other example of being flashy, but you really don't deserve to be flashy. So I remember this when I was still living in Brooklyn. I was living in Flatbush at the time, and this dude, I mean, he was cute or whatever, tall, Trini guy, looks nice, easy to the eye, but he would have a $50 bill. When I met him, he had like a $50 bill in his hand, but it's like he made it so it looked like a ring or whatever. But anyway, make a long story short, he was basically living in his mom's basement. She was renting the rooms and stuff upstairs, which is cool, and had another house. So, that was a upside that, he was able to stay there and stuff. But if you have a mom like that, why wouldn't you be trying to do that too, to live in her example? But
Mhm.
but he was definitely a flashy dude, in that aspect, showing what money he had or didn't have, and he was just interesting to say the least. You know,
Okay. Yeah. I don't think flashy guys like me.
they don't like me anymore. They was okay with me back in the days, but now it's
They
like,
never liked me. I don't do what they want. I don't qualify. I'm okay with it.
yeah, because I don't want to, like, I don't know, like I guess they be wanting you to look a certain way, or they got like this
Correct.
image that they want to portray and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
that's not,
I'm not cooperative. I don't follow the rules. I'm not easily influenced. I
yeah,
I just
like,
wear what I want. And I honestly I find concern when a man is concerned about what a woman is wearing. That concerns me. I'm like, why are you worrying about what I'm wearing when
but a lot of them do that nowadays. A
well
lot of
then
them worry too much about the things that a woman doing. They
hmm
will worry about, oh, why y'all wearing waist trainers and corsets and stuff. I'm like,
what's the
it's,
beads about?
yeah, what's the way? I'm like, well, a lot of that stuff women been doing for years, being
Centuries.
that women, our bodies are made out mostly of fat. We have that luxury to have that fat squeezed and moved and manipulated around the body. So
Hmm.
fat, just picture it being a sponge that you put in a sink full of water and then squeezing it out. That's what our body has the capability to do when wearing that compression gear, when wearing those waist trainers, and wearing those fajas and everything. That's the beautiful thing, because we don't have anything to pump our lymphatic system. So that's how, even after women would give birth, the grandmothers and mothers would always be like, okay, well, let's wrap your stomach up to get it back, and where, push your uterus in the same place where it could be. But then you have men that's questioning that now. What are you doing? No, don't worry about what we're doing. Worry about what you need to be doing to create a world that we can live in, and not have to worry about all the dumb shit that's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So, but we have a comment. Let's see.
I think it's. I think I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, Azima.
Yeah.
I believe that they don't like you because they see your higher self, and your higher self is connected to all your ancestors who didn't take shit. So they feel that energy, and they feel your ancestors with you, and they know like you're not about to play with them, and your ancestors ain't either. Neither are your spirit guides. So
Very possible.
Yeah, that's true. Let's
Very
see. We got one
possible.
more comment from her.
they're too worried about what we're doing because they're trying to be us. They're so jealous of our power and who we are in the divine that, yeah, they want to be us. So they're studying us so bad.
I kind of agree. Like, I don't want to agree, but I agree.
I can see where you would come up with that, because there's a lot of um men that kind of, not men, I'm gonna say males, because a man just let a woman be who she's gonna be, and he decides if he's gonna deal with her, right?
Correct.
So we have men out here, or males out here, again, I'm gonna say, that carry on too many feminine characteristics. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I am saying that they're definitely a product of what they have been around.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Unfortunately, there is a lot of pressure that is put on men in this world. I will agree with that. As far as them wanting to be us, I could see that for some of them, because I have heard comments in the past talk about, well, shoot, I will have $1 million, give me some titties and a pussy, and I'll go get all these men money. Like, I've heard comments like that. So yeah, there are some of them that probably are envious of us and want to, be like us. But
Yeah.
I
I've,
do
I've
appreciate
seen
a
I've
man.
seen TikTok videos that say stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
like what? I don't and then any. This is probably a whole nother subject, but anybody who decides that they want to make that change and be a woman, that's just interesting to me, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, we got some comments.
I'm like, oh my God, what did I walk in on?
What
Who
did
wants
you
to
walk
be
in
who?
Well, I know I don't want to be a man. I don't want no parts of that. I'm okay with being the woman that I am, and
Yeah.
that's it.
That's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Juana.
That's only because, Jovani, is that they haven't balanced out their feminine and their masculine. Now, let me say this. In the spirit, there is no gender. We both, man and woman, have feminine and masculine. And when you don't have those two balanced, that's when you get males who want to be women. And when you don't balance out your feminine with your masculine, then you have females who want to be males. So that's what it is. It's a balance of who we are energetically, because there is no male and female in spirit.
Well, if that's
Well,
the case, then this whole world is just completely imbalanced.
yeah. I mean, well, just take me for instance. I love cooking. I love, putting on dresses. I do like getting my nails done and everything. Even like, putting on occasional eye make and everything. But I also enjoy putting shit together. Like, I don't mind putting wallpaper on the wall. When my 2008 Toyota that I had a couple years ago, when the mirror got knocked off by a jerk off, I went ahead on eBay and bought the part, looked at the YouTube video, and I put my mirror on like a boss. Like I saved, like
Mm-hmm.
I only spent $20 on this.
Mm.
in time, and it was working properly. It was moving how it should when I pressed the button, my side mirror. So, I don't mind
That's
doing that
hot.
stuff. Yeah, and if I knew how to do plumbing, I would do that too. Like, I don't mind doing that stuff. Like, I have that in me, but I
Mm-hmm.
also enjoy cooking. I love making stuff from scratch. I enjoy making soups from scratch. So I guess I could say that I have my feminine and masculine balance. Why not? Oh, let's see.
We got three
Let's see.
comments.
Let's see.
That is insane. It's insane. But unfortunately, that's the truth of the world in which we live.
Yeah,
It is so true. And when I asked the question of who we were talking about wants to be like women, I was hoping I was wrong. I mean, some of us guys, we're alpha men. You know, uh, most alpha men, at least speaking for myself, I want an alpha woman
mm,
that can kind of mesh and slip and slide as I do, but on her own level, respectfully. Never want to take any independence away. Always pushing up front. But accountability is still there on both sides, and it should be. But yeah, I get it. Men have represented themselves horribly.
Yeah,
yeah, and I
definitely
like
an
I like
advocate
his
for
use of
accountability.
accountability. Yes,
I'm a huge advocate of that. And
yes.
you're definitely Rizzo, you definitely a rare one because at least the alpha males I've seen on social media or men who claim to be alpha males, they tend not to want an alpha woman. So you're definitely a different
I
one, which
think
is cool.
I think an alpha male and alpha woman are perfectly fine together. And we're and they're. I think how do I say this properly? If he got her for her power, he likes her strength, and she loves his strength. So it's just appreciated. If
Absolutely.
he's willing to admit that he wants an alpha woman, then he's appreciating who she is. And I'm sure she's not going to be alpha all the time, and vice versa.
Yeah,
Because
that's true.
we have to be vulnerable at some point in our relationship.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Let's see, we got two more comments here.
But that's exactly it, babe. Everyone has so much trauma. We are imbalanced. So
Hmm.
that's where all of that comes from, on top of indoctrination from the world.
Ooh, indoctrination from the world. Ain't that the truth? The
Yeah.
stuff that they're over here trying to push and everything.
Hmm.
So, yeah, there's definitely an agenda for us to be more craving or have an addiction to trauma.
Hmm.
Because just think about, the video, well, not the, just the stuff we were discussing like earlier about the crazy stuff that be coming out of these social media women's mouth. Like when I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier about black women saying, "Oh, abort all black men babies." Like,
Hmm.
what the heck side of the bed
Why?
that you woke up on that you fix your mouth to say some foolishness like that?
Hmm.
Like what the heck did you go through that you just said, just kill a whole race of men, the freaking dominant men of this world with the dominant
Mind,
genes?
mind you, there's
Like,
people on that agenda in the first place. So
absolutely.
why
Like, why are
add
you
to it?
helping them out? They've been doing
Exactly.
that for years, for centuries, eugenics,
I just finished
So,
watching Amsterdam, which is based on a real movie. I mean, a real life story. So
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
people on that subject matter in the first place about cleansing for, why add to it?
exactly. So, look,
Yeah.
loving the interaction here. Let's hear some more comments.
And I think the sister mentioned earlier about men. I'm going to address the elephant in the room, especially black men being a little more emotional in certain areas, carrying more emotion into these relationships, a lot of baggage.
Mhm.
Possibly being yes, because a lot of us have been raised in single parent homes. But, once you identify that, growing up in the age of information, uh, you
Mhm.
know, as a man, we quickly identify our flaws and what we need to handle and what needs to be worked on. And at
Mhm.
that point, caring about, another person's opinion of the masses enough to want to change yourself, to improve the look of the collective group of men in this country should mean something.
Yeah, for the better.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There are a lot of people. There's only a few people out here in this world that will self-evaluate, that will take a deep dive into themselves and say, "Hey, you know what? I was wrong here. I need to fix this about me." There's the majority of people is not like that, unfortunately. But
Mhm.
hell, the good thing for the small percentage of the people that are like that will definitely make the world go round.
Yeah.
Let's see. Got some more. Love it. Comments.
I do believe that an alpha male who wants an alpha female understands the balance between um, our energies. They understand that a woman is, can be alpha and can be feminine. Um, just like a man can be alpha and feminine at the same time. A man can dominate and do what he needs to do, but also have the feminine side of caring, loving, and being amazing towards his woman and letting her be who she is.
Correct.
Mm, yeah,
I agree.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Let the woman
that's a
be.
happy balance right there.
Yeah. Be, accept the woman for who she is. If
Mhm.
her benefit, if her disadvantages outweigh her advantages, leave her alone. Let someone else deal with her.
Yeah.
So let's
I don't
see.
think people are doing that though. People aren't doing
No,
that.
they're not. Because
They're
people,
forcing themselves onto people that are not attracted to them.
right,
They're
like pursue
fighting to be
people.
inside, be in a club that they're not qualified to be in, and it's okay. You might not want to be it when you realize when you get in that this is not. It wasn't even worth it. I feel like people are fighting too hard to
And
um
that's funny because I
to
remember
be
something my
accepted by
mom
people who don't accept them.
I remember
Yeah.
something my mom said to me years ago, "Oh, let him chase you." And I don't think I'm not sold on that now because I don't want nobody to chase me. If I go on energy. If I'm
Mhm.
feeling you, let's discuss and, explore more. But
Mhm.
that whole trying to get somebody, like, oh, pursuing somebody, or here's my number, call me, or I want to take you out. I mean, I don't, for me personally, I've never been big on dates. If I'm feeling you, we're gonna talk and, take it from there. But I'm not going out on no date with no dude in hopes of us getting to know each other over some dinner. First of all, I don't even really like eating out like that. That's number one. And secondly, I don't need to go out to dinner with you to know if I'm feeling you. So, I mean, that's just me, you know.
Mhm.
I can't speak for everybody else. But we definitely got we
Three
getting
comments.
comments in
Yeah,
today.
and
Yeah.
that's why we're not supposed to make this thing so complex. Like our grandparents, they had it right. They had it
Yeah.
right. Keep it
Yeah.
simple. I mean, if you're
Mhm.
gonna keep this woman pregnant, man, take care of her.
Take
You
yeah.
know,
There we go.
just take good care of her, man. Don't
Mhm.
don't 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 fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? Hang in there. Listen, I've been in a relationship with my wife for 20 years, 5 children. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? To make this thing work, man, you got to be in it to win it.
Yep. Every
Uh,
day
you know,
is a
at one point in
it's a
time,
fight.
I felt like, even the kids, and just me being, just such a Renaissance kind of guy, because that's the way, my grandmother showed me, just to, make sure you can provide, be the biggest, greatest provider that you can be, and I did well, I did well for myself. But, in the end,
Let's see.
but, at one point, sad to say, I did, take away a little of her independence just by being their provider, and not, expecting her to do more. But to me, maintaining, a 3,000 square foot home and 5 kids and to me that is like a full time. I mean that's a full time job, you know. And you having kids like back to back. I mean, to me, like it's a reason why she should get half if it doesn't work out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like people make it so fucking hard, man. It's like our grandparents had this shit right, man, because you know the woman, you're right, she wants to be vulnerable, like she wants that security, like she wants to be able to like fucking let go, but
Mm-hmm.
she can't. Not in the state, not in the state that these guys are in.
Not
You
in
know,
2022.
too zigzag zig.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, Rizzo. Even though kind of have an idea of what you are, but would you consider yourself a conservative or a flashy guy? Well, we'll let you come back and chime in on that. Let's hear from Juana.
I also believe that, and maybe I'm wrong to say this, but I think that everyone should stop relationships and heal before
Jeez.
going back into a relationship. If
Yes.
everyone can just pause
Mm.
and we take time to heal ourselves, we can probably come back into relationships and treat each other a whole lot better. But I know as a collective, we're not going to agree to stop relationships because people are so fleshly and people can't get out
Fleshly.
of some of the things that they do.
Mm,
But I
carnal.
Mm.
think that people just
Yep.
need time to heal in the trauma that they've been through. Everyone in the world has been through so much. If it's
Mm-hmm.
not through their family, but through the system that we live in, through the matrix that we're going through, I just think that people just need time to kind of just heal and then come back to what we're doing previous.
I
And you
agree.
know what? I definitely agree with that, and also kind of help have me delve into this other thought here. So the video that I played earlier about the chick telling her friend that she's not going to deal with this guy no more because he has a old car, he doesn't have a flashy car and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here, the world, they're telling us to look at these things, to look at, oh, the flashiness, but they're not telling us, or, oh, you need to be in a relationship, or you need to go on these dates, or he needs to spend this much to show you that he's into you and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
it's preventing us to look at the real stuff. Look at, okay, where do these beliefs come from? Do I really feel this way, or was this belief given to me? Why,
Yeah.
what trauma have I experienced that I feel the need to go say, oh, kill all male babies, or all melanated men ain't shit, or black men ain't shit? Like, where is this coming from? Was this fed to us? Yeah, I would say so.
Definitely buying a new car. That every time you see commercials and
Thank you.
everything's telling you to do these, buy this, buy that,
Right. Buy this,
buy that.
buy
You're
that.
being
Oh,
influenced and distracted to do these things that mean nothing. That ain't
like,
doing nothing for you.
you don't need to farm no more. Just go to the store and get our laboratory meat now, vegan and
Yeah.
not vegan. To make you think that just eat these biomechanical chemicals here. You don't gotta worry about that. No, don't. You don't need to learn how to make ravioli on your own. I got you here, but it's fake meat inside there. So
Yeah. Yeah. Did you hear about the we call it the mozzarella sticks? The
what happened
box and
with
the
the mozzarella?
mozzarella. They said that the on the box it says that it's mozzarella sticks, but it was real. It was cheddar cheese, and people are like
Uh,
up in an uproar about it because I've been buying this, and all of a sudden I feel like I've been lied to, which is true. You have, but it's like written in small print that it's not mozzarella. It's cheddar cheese. But
So, okay,
it
let me ask you this. Now, did it, because mozzarella has a real particular taste than cheddar. So, did
well,
it
they couldn't
taste like
tell.
mozzarella?
I don't know. I'm just telling you, these people fell for it, and they're pissed that they fell for it.
See,
But
it's so easy to make mozzarella sticks on your own. So, I probably would never buy that because I be in the supermarket and stuff looking at the ingredients. That's why it take me longer to go shopping.
yeah, but
So,
they tell you to go buy these things, and people just follow
yeah,
through.
people
They
just do it. They just
yeah.
follow suit, and
Mm-hmm.
that's scary.
Yes.
Let's, we got three
Three
Well, no.
comments.
All right, let's see.
I'm actually, I'm in a, I don't know what I'll classify myself, but a professional entertainer. You know, like, Also I keep my Instagram hooked up to this thing because it's like I never know who I'm gonna run into, who I may can help, or who
Mm-hmm.
can help me. It's like it's like I'm always working. But yeah, like I'm big in the arts. Man, I just wrapped up some stuff with Ja Rule and a few other A-list guys. I've been doing this for like 22 years, man.
Wow.
Like you name it. Like I've done the tours, I've done the Flash. I still do the Flash, and that's something that she's had to deal with too. But even in that, to make her always feel, above that, I always included her in that. I always included her in that. That was so yeah. Like to answer your question, like Flash, like man, I'm like the king of Flash, man. I'm like the king of Flash, man. So I'm kind of like the wrong guy to ask that question. I'm like the
No,
king
no,
of
it's
Flash,
No,
perfect.
and in
what it
order
is.
to, to make a relationship work with that, and the other women and groupies, and over the years, it's been some shit, man. Like I can honestly say that, I love this woman so much, man.
Mm-hmm.
So much, man. I love her so much. Mainly, because she let me grow up. She let me grow up because we got together. We was in our early 20s. I'm in my early, just turned 40. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so she let me grow up, man, because I couldn't imagine, man. At the age I am now, growing old and being by myself.
Oh,
God didn't make us to be alone. Both male or female. So I'm
mm-hmm.
thankful.
Okay, I
That's
can dig it.
nice.
I can dig
Yeah.
it.
Definitely, indoctrination plays a lot of role into a lot of the things that we believe. Now, it's not our parents' fault that they taught us the way because they've also been indoctrinated.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the day, it was a different indoctrination than what they're doing now. So our parents taught us a different way of how they were indoctrinated and implanted us with that. And then the new people that came in, or the new indoctrination has come in and is teaching us a whole different way. Now, a whole different way is, a man is only good if he's rapping and if he has gold chains and if he has cars and if he has this and that, not looking at a man's
A new car.
ability to take care of you, not looking at a man's ability to protect you, not looking at an ability for the man to raise his children because they've taught people so much that a black man isn't allowed in their home. That we don't, as long as you want help, you don't get that.
Right. Yeah. Say
Well, the new
now. We
indoctrination is
love.
that a woman it can do all this all by herself, and
Fuck
she's got the
that.
power. She's strong,
Fuck
and I'm
that
like, you don't know
shit.
how tired I am.
I'm good. I do not want. I do not want that title of independent, strong woman. Even
That
though I am strong. I can do things independently, but I don't buy into that bullshit because that whole mantra, that whole quote, that whole foolishness got a lot of women in health issues now because they have to work outside the home. They have to, you know, eat more
all
processed
my
food
life
or
I had to
fast
fight.
food and stuff because they don't have time to cook and nurture their
Mm-hmm.
children or to be mindful or to see what their children are doing, you know? So,
Yes.
and then, yeah, that was definitely a downfall of the feminist movement.
Well,
They,
that was the next indoctrination is just
yeah,
these
that,
things that happen that cause a snowball effect that's created this 2022 that we're living in, this reality we're
right.
living in now. And you know, everybody's blaming each other, but it's something that's much more deeper than that. It's more deep rooted in the past than we think.
Yeah, that was the whole divide and conquer. They used the
Hmm.
art of war, divide and conquer.
Yeah.
So, we got one more comment.
Yeah, but I can't say this though, and I want to say this about Flash also. Like I had a great balance growing up. Like my mom, master's degree, worked on Wall Street all my life. I'm from New York, from Manhattan. It's like I don't come from wealth, but like I come from money. So like it's a balance of that shit. It'll never define me or the relationship.
That's it shouldn't.
That's what I like. I do like that because I have, even Juana brought this um up earlier talking about that there's a lot of flashy guys that have like this big ego that comes with it.
Hmm.
And I'm not getting from Rizzo, I'm not getting an ego in that aspect. Because there's nothing wrong with liking nice things.
There's nothing
Absolutely
wrong with a
not.
healthy ego either.
Yeah.
But the inflated one, yeah, that's
Yeah.
not healthy. The big head.
Yeah. The big head, I got this for you, I did this for you, and yada yada.
Yeah.
But man, whoo, man, I love this. We got like one. It's like 8:59 right now.
It
We
went
definitely
faster. We didn't even go into the two other videos.
got some good information in. I mean, I think we, could basically, the subject matter was to basically dissect as to why this chick felt that she's not going to deal with this nice dude that worked in his profession for 10 plus years, doesn't have a car note, drives an older car, which means he has the ability to save more money and not have to deal with high insurance rates because he has an older car. He could put his money away towards a house, investments, but homegirl was like, she wants him to have a newer car, so that's why she broke up or didn't or decided not to deal with him anymore.
Hmm.
Now, you see, we got two more comments. Let's see.
Yeah, and you know what? Like the indoctrination thing, like I'm hearing this a lot, like a lot, man. And and I'm a student of sociology, right? And I'm just gonna say this, like, even dealing with indoctrination, like, there's a large percentage of people that go against indoctrination. Like, even when you look at like the LGBT, I always screw this up. LGBTQ, what is it, babe? LGBTQ. Yeah,
Yeah.
like even with them, it's like in the closet was in the closet for a reason. Like that was like a big deal.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a totally, yeah, we could definitely talk about that. But there's definitely an agenda with that, with the whole indoctrination, but we're not gonna get in that today. Maybe another time. But there are a lot of people that do go against the grain. Absolutely.
Hmm.
The issue with them going against the grain, or the fact that they're going against the grain but not having a solution for it, and that's an issue. Like, we can't be against what society is doing but we're not giving no outlet. Like, just for example, I'll use the LGBTQ for example, because now in schools they want to teach LGBTQ history inside schools. And there was a matter of fact, there was a video I seen the other day. Matter of fact, I posted it in our chat, Azima, about
Hmm.
this Chicago school wanting to, they were showing the high school students butt plugs and dildos and saying, oh, you could use this stuff. This is a high school student. This is a LGBTQ organization kind of telling them, "Oh, this is what you can do," and that it was just weird.
Hmm.
So there's people being angry about that, but why are you not thinking about solution? Hey, get your kids out of school, homeschool your kids. How can you homeschool your kids if you're working a job? Well, you got to create a situation where you can be able to afford to have, take care of your household, the necessary things, and homeschool your children.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
I
that's
mean, it's no different from, the parents who are upset about learning about Black history, the true Black history, and they don't want the schools doing it, but they could do the same thing. They can take their kids out and not have them learn
they
these
can
things.
absolutely do it.
But
And then
yeah.
the fake food they're probably gonna start feeding the kids in school, just like that movie you told me about on Amazon. I forget the name of it, but they was feeding that fake laboratory meat to the kids and everything, and that was scary.
Oh, that dang, that movie was you not Euphoria. Something,
Uh, it'll come.
yeah, something on that direction of Euphoria,
Yes.
but
I think it was Euphoria. So was it though? All right, we'll figure it out. All right, let's hear
we'll
some
figure
more
it out.
comments here.
And
Yes.
Rizzo, you are absolutely right. Money shouldn't define who you are and your character. Um, but mostly there less men like you. You are what we call the 1% of men. It's really hard to find men who have your type of mentality because again, they're very jaded, and women too. This is not just about men.
No, it's not.
Men look for women, for their looks, and nowadays it's indoctrination is if you don't have the biggest booty, the most plastic looking body, then you're nothing, and you're not looked at for what you have to bring to a table. You're looked at your body. So you're absolutely right. There's, different men, but a lot of them are more on the other spectrum than when you're on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see, we got a couple more
Yeah, I'm
here.
sorry. I'm sorry I got cut off. And yeah, that's what I wanted to really touch on. Because, like, I mean, like, think about, I got I got five of them, right? I got five, right? Five kids, right? One adult child, right? So six altogether, right? Um, Man, these kids, man, they do what the hell they want to do, you know. Cause you damn right, I'm indoctrinating them into the same way of thinking that my grandmother gave me. Cause you know what, we said yes, man. We said no, man. We said fucking thank you. We didn't text. We
Mhm.
fucking called. We
Mhm.
asked permission to do shit. We had standards. We had morals. You know, if you found a nudie book, then you listen. You came up. You know that shit just wasn't at your fingertips. You know, so you damn right. I'm indoctrinating them into some of those old school values that kept me safe coming up in this thing called life. And guess what? They rebelling.
They rebelling.
As they should, yeah.
Oh, that's what's happening right now because nothing's making sense. It's not making sense. There's an imbalance, like Joanna said, and these kids, they don't know who to listen to, so they are going in their own direction and figuring things out for themselves.
Let's see, we got a couple
You
more
know,
comments here.
Jesus Louise.
Ladies, Jovani, Azima, his car is old.
His car is old. Yeah, that's why she
Hey,
left him.
at least she didn't see he had a small penis.
Yeah, I mean, but you know
That's what
what?
we're saying. Like he should be laughing at her because that
Yeah,
didn't
he
make no
should. I would
sense.
laugh at her if I was dude. Like, what? Like, you see how
Whatever.
you like? I didn't show you my bank account, but you getting mad
No.
at the old car I have? Like, whatever. Bye. Like, get somebody else that want to go on these trips to Hawaii and stuff, and you know.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe about the small penis. They're probably they're. I have heard a lot of women say that they don't like big ones, so maybe she's
I
one of them ones that's
don't
okay with
know.
that. I don't know. I
All
mean,
I know is she saved him time.
I
She
mean,
saved him a lot of time.
yeah, she did. She did him a
Yeah.
favor because I know I
Yeah.
thought, when I was listening to video, I thought she was gonna be like, "Oh, I found out he was a child molester or something like that," or that's what I thought she was gonna say. But she said he had an old car. Like what?
Yeah.
That's why you're not gonna date him anymore? Are you mental? Let's
I
see
was
if we
like,
get
spit it
more
out.
comments.
Spit it out. It
Good
took a long
evening,
time for her to
ladies.
say it.
Jovani, Azima. How y'all doing?
Hi.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Yes, happy Sunday. I am great. Can't complain. Let's see, Rizzo.
So what I'm saying is about indoctrinating. I don't. I think indoctrination. I think that it's like being overrated. You know, say,
Mhm.
oh, we were taught this way. We were taught that. We were taught that. Man, a lot of us been
Mhm.
taught in a way. But what about? It's a large group of. It's a large plethora. A large plethora. Regardless of
Mhm.
how they've been taught, they do what the hell they want to do in this life, man. Trust me.
Mhm. Correct. So they're gonna conclude what they want.
Absolutely. Let's
Yeah.
see. King of Stereo.
That video is the reason why I'm a selfish motherfucker. I love me some me. I'm here for a
Yeah.
short time, not a long time. That video is the sole reason the things I do what I do, baby.
That I'm
Call me a
glad.
hoe, call me what you want. I love.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like that. Yeah. Homegirl did do the favor. I mean, I can't even be mad at. King of Stereo's comment because
Yeah.
she kind of didn't give any logical reasons as to why. That's not a logical reason that you're not dealing with
Mhm.
somebody because they're flat, because they're not flashy. That's weird.
Mhm.
And the reason I'm saying that is because I mean y'all know the elders didn't teach that. I mean let's just be honest. I'm not slandering. I want to make this very very clear. I'm not slandering. I'm not talking down on the community. Actually, my oldest daughter is part of the community. See, so please let's not
Mhm.
be judgmental. But
Mhm.
you know, my grandparents didn't teach that, and that's what I mean. So you know, indoctrination. You know, listen, my mother didn't teach it. You know, I'm not
Mhm.
teaching it to my kids. You know, I mean, so, you know, television's teaching it. You know, the
Yeah.
shows is teaching it. P Valley is teaching it.
Commercials, shows,
You know what
everything.
I'm saying? Instagram's teaching it. TikTok's teaching it. You know, Stereo's teaching it. Clubhouse teaching it. You know, and you know, we gotta be parents, man. That's why I say the men gotta be men. And back to this conversation originally. That's why men gotta be men to take control of their households, man.
Gotcha.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm definitely with all that. Let's see. King of Stereo.
I'm gonna tell you, when I meet a woman and they want to go on a date, I'd be like, "You want to go to Five Guys? You want to go to Checkers or
Mhm.
Chipotle?" When I meet
Chipotle.
females, I act like I ain't got no fucking money. I ain't got
That's how you gotta
shit.
be.
But you know what I am? I am a good man.
Yeah, I'm
Usually,
sure.
they don't want a fucking good man. And even if you bring a little something to the table, even if you already got your own table, you just want to tell them, hey, I just got a little something. You got a little something, we can make it one. But they don't like that. So I come to realize that, you know, that's what I just do personally. Like I tell all my kids that I mentor, and I'm like, when you meet a female, act like you ain't got shit. And that's how you separate the real one from the foes.
Well, they'll do it themselves. Clearly.
Right. Especially
they'll
since you
wean
know
they'll
how
wean
like
themselves out.
yeah, that's what you want. Like just think about I don't know if any of y'all ever seen the meme where it had like a pick the billionaire and then the poor guy, but then the poor guy they would have like with all this flash, all these name brand on, but then the rich guy, millionaire guy, billionaire guy had just a basic t-shirt, jeans that you could just get from like a Goodwill, Target, Walmart. So, this is definitely, hey, I ain't mad at you. Some women, they'll come on here, and we mentioned that in a couple episodes back about chick that got mad about dude taking her IHOP,
Yeah.
but she felt that she needed to go to Roof Chris, but
Mhm.
dressed like she was going to the gym. But that's a whole nother subject. Y'all could tap into that talk later. Let's see, Rock
Oh
Rizzo.
yeah, I'm glad the sister touched on that. They don't want their kids learning about Black history. Critical race theory. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, let's just live in
Yeah.
America and just sweep all the bullshit and all the fucked up things under the rug. Excuse my language.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, let's just sweep it under the rug and just choose not to. Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is why
That's
you
what they
got
want.
guys like Kyrie Irving going off. No, this
Yeah.
is why. Because things aren't
Candace
being taught
Owens.
that should be taught. If it wasn't not for the web, man, a lot of people would know these things. You know, I've known how the Hebrews looked, you know, since the '80s, man.
Mhm.
Because my people taught me that, right? But you know, I mean, that's a whole nother topic. Obviously, I don't want to go into that because I've
Nah.
been if you look at my talks, man, I've been handling that for like 2 weeks, man. So I really don't want to go there. But
Mm-hmm.
that is the reason why it's so like everybody having this aha moment because it's not being taught.
No, it's
Yeah,
not being
it
taught.
isn't. We definitely got to get into that whole thinking. And
Mhm.
yeah, Hebrew Israelites definitely made their presence known, especially you living in New York. They would be on them corners and everything, speaking their speech. Let's see, Chelsea.
Do a recap
Hey,
of the intro because I think I definitely missed it. Did we catch all that? Can y'all do a recap? I think I'm not that late, but I don't know what you
You're
guys are talking
very
about.
late.
all right. So yeah, Chelsea. So we're basically there's a video in the a link attached to this talk here. It was basically a friend talking about her conversation with her homegirl, because a couple weeks before, the homegirl was like, "Oh, this guy is so great. He's nice. He's intelligent. He got all this stuff going for him." But then a couple weeks later, she's all like, "Oh, I'm not with dude no more." She's like, "Why? I thought he was like one of the best guys ever." And she said, "No, because his car is old. He needs an up to date car. I would think that if he was at his career for this X amount of time, that he should have a newer car." But her homegirl made some good points inside the video saying that, hey, if he doesn't have a new car, which means he doesn't have a car note. And then I said, with him not having a car note, he doesn't have to worry about paying that full coverage insurance. So he could be easily spending like an unnecessary $700 a month just to be keeping up with the Joneses, just to be flashy, or, living beyond his means, when he can be using that excess of money and putting it towards savings or investments or putting towards a house. She's looking at it from a, I won't say foolish because this is how she feels.
Mm-hmm.
She prefers a guy that, you know, is driving a big Benz or a BMW or any of those luxury cars to make herself feel better. But I
Something
guess that's
brand
all
new.
an image thing for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Yeah, that's why I told man, good luck. Good luck, man. Listen, I'm gonna be here for you. I'm gonna do what I need to do and what's expected and give you everything you need plus some more. But good luck. Good luck. And sometimes some people got to fall all the way down to bounce all the way up. I was that way. I was that way. So, it would be hypocritical for me to be so hard on them. But good luck. And I just hope and pray that they can learn these lessons of life, without going to jail, without getting strung out on anything, or without catching something, or without dying. That's the risk and that's the gamble as a parent. See, I ain't just a sperm donor. I'm a father. So, I look at this thing from a lot of different angles.
Yeah.
I can dig it. Let's see. Juana.
You're right, Rizzo. We weren't taught that, but everything that you watch on TV for a very long time now has been about gay, gay, gay. They're even making it, and again, my oldest two are part of the community, so I have no ill intention with them. It's just what they see and what they view and what they put on TV that allows them to be this way.
Mm, let's see. Let's see. Rizzo.
Man, that shit is smoke and mirrors. That's a part that they missing right there. You know, Balenciaga. Like I tell my daughters, like, listen, man, that shit could be fake. I'm in New York, man. Knockoff is knock. I've been around good knockoff
Yeah,
jewelry and
those are
all
the
that
days.
shit, man. So I teach my babies don't get blinded off that bullshit. Make them show
Nope.
you the deed to the house. Make him show you the title to that fucking car he driving. You
Right,
know,
right, right.
we chasing wealth. We ain't chasing momentary dollars. You know.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Chasing wealth. I can definitely dig that. Well, just to like kind of touch on, like, as far as what they're putting on the TV, I feel like a lot, like I know Rizzo mentioned earlier about P Valley. Whenever they did get into those scenes with Uncle Clifford and Little Murda, I would always fast forward it because for me, I don't want to see it. I'm not mad at it, but there's just some things that I prefer not to see, to have in my psyche. So, they're definitely having it out there on TV. And I know Empire, I had to stop watching Empire because it felt like they were just throwing it in there for like an uproar instead of having it like gel in there like a movie, a part of the story. They was like, oh, let's just throw this in there just so we could get ratings and just so people could talk about it. So
To be honest, I feel like any right now, any sex scene in any
I
movie,
don't want to see
any
any
TV
sex
show
scenes.
is just not even worth it. Is whack. It's
Yeah.
corny. It does, like, I could just go and look at a porno. I don't need to see this. It's not really good part of the story. Doesn't explain anything, and I find it I find it all tasteless
Yeah, it really
because it's
is.
not necessary anymore. There's so much good storytelling out there that didn't have it, and we all know it doesn't need to be in it. So
Hmm.
it's like
Right.
watching another slave movie,
Oh God,
or
I can't do it. Not, I
it's
refuse.
it's the same kind of thing. Like, we don't need to see this again. We already know about
I'm
that.
good.
I don't. It's
Trauma
not.
porn.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. It's just like just to trigger something, and it's not
Nah,
necessary.
I'm good. I can't tell you the last slave movie I watched. I don't want to see any more of them slave movies.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Okay, okay. Sorry, I'm in. I changed time zone, so I'm in CST. So it's 8 o'clock here. I thought I was on time, but I get what you're saying. And for me, this is just a weird point because I prefer someone who isn't flashy because I like somebody who's got it good and doesn't need to show it or prove it. Oh, I tried. Sorry, that was something else, but. Yeah, I got what you're saying, and yeah, she seems like maybe she's misguided.
Yes, very
Yeah,
misguided.
very misguided. Yeah, because
Hmm.
I really, so it seemed like, women in here were pretty on the same page on as far as liking a conservative guy. So that's pretty dope.
Hmm.
What that LLC looking like? Like this is the shit that we supposed to be projecting. You know, what was your AIG last year? You know what I'm
Yeah, that's a
saying?
good.
Okay, you don't got to be an entrepreneur. Okay, you work for a company. Is there room for any advancement in this company
Hmm.
that you're
Right?
working for? I mean, it's like, man, that all that other shit, that's smoking mirrors, man. Like, everybody's setting up for the dope. Everybody's setting themselves up to get played. If you're looking for
Exactly.
materialistic things, you're listening to a materialistic guy. I had to grow out of that bullshit because in the end of the day, it don't mean nothing, man. People
Hmm.
still gonna label you the way they want to label you. You know what I'm saying? People still
Exactly.
gonna treat you how they want to treat you. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like that, it's smoke and mirrors. Like, it's not real. It's a facade. I like something called the sure reality. Get into that.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, that's so true as well. Like, I feel like it's not only the gay community that they're throwing
Yeah.
out there all the time on TV. It's sex everywhere, everywhere. Everything is sex, sex, sex. Like, I can't even watch a show with my 20-year-old because I
Hmm.
feel so embarrassed of all the sex scenes. Everything is sex, sex. It's
Yeah.
sexualizing our kids, demoralizing
Grooming.
them. Porn is so like young kids are searching porn and seeing all these sexualized things, and it's never just okay to have regular love making, or you know what I mean. It's always got to be this, there's more. It's never, it's always put in there. It's sex, sex, everything is sex, and it's just too much. It's just way too much for our little kids, and they go out there and they look at this stuff without us even knowing. It's just ridiculous.
You are absolutely right about that because I remember one day my son was looking at his tablet. I don't think he's seen the ad because he was focused on the game he was playing. But I literally seen a freaking ad that was like for a porno, and it wasn't like they was trying to hide it either. You literally seen dudes eggplant and seen chicks butthole and stuff, and I was just like, wow, that was like an ad on his freaking tablet. So yeah, they really doing that child grooming and everything, and it's just ridiculous. Like, it's disgusting to say the least.
Hmm.
Hey, man, listen, let me tell you something about P Valley. I'm just gonna say something about this, right? Second season, I can't tell you the exact episode it was because I could only watch the shit one time, right? It's like when you watch P Valley, you got to put a condom on to watch the show, right? It's like a good show, but it's like you want to watch it, but it's like fucked up, right? And it's like that was the longest homosexual scene, right,
Oh yeah, it was the one with
ever broadcasted. Did y'all know that? The,
yeah.
the one
No,
scene
I
with
don't.
Lil Murder and
I
his
don't think so.
homeboy, It
Yeah.
was the longest ever broadcasted homosexual
Yeah.
love scene on television. That shit was like 8 minutes, man. You know, like it made me fucking uncomfortable. It was just like what the fuck, you know? So that's the fucking indoctrination. Yes, you're right, Jay. They were.
Mm,
You know the
okay.
funny part about that, like I know for me when I would fast forward on them scenes or whatever, but there was actually a couple of scenes that were kind of long, and people made memes about them. Maybe it could have been a scene where Loretta Devine character came in. It smells like bosoms in here.
Uh,
When it was in that episode, that scene made me mad because they was cooking in the kitchen and then they went right to eating breakfast. They ain't washed their. I was like, they ain't washed their hands. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, that comes with age, man. You know, a lot of these young men just ain't used to having anything. So you're gonna get that. But when you get older, man, you get into. I mean, you really start looking towards wealth, man, and trying to generate wealth and set your family up, to make it, in your absence. You know what I'm saying? Like your priorities change when you get older. I think that's why, back in the day, women went for older men. I think that's why.
Ain't nothing wrong with that because, I can dig it.
Yeah, they put it in the kids' games. All the kids' games, like the kids' games are fine, but the ads they pop up, and then the kids get curious and then go looking. It's indoctrination to the fullest. Indoctrination. And people think that it's just, oh, well, it's what we teach them. No, they look at things, they throw things in the things that your kids are doing, and then kids get curious and they go look at things without telling you knowing, and then you're like, okay, well, I can fast forward through things. By the time you fast forward through a whole show, the show is almost gone because most of the show was all about sexual stuff, and it's like, it's so there. It's just so gross. It's gross.
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree
I
with you.
I don't watch P Valley, but I've heard stories about it. But I feel like if it goes in the direction that and it keeps on going in that direction, then it's just something I can't watch because I have people around me that can't watch it. So
Right. Sort of
sometimes you just
like that
gotta avoid
Marilyn
those
Monroe
things.
Netflix that they did. After that rape scene, I was done with that. I was like, what did I just freaking watch? Bye. Let's see, we got
Yeah,
one more comment. We're gonna take this last comment because we actually went over our the show here, but it's okay. We was getting some good conversation and I love it.
Do you know, like,
appreciate
when
it.
you watch porn at a young age, like, before you have sex, I'm speaking anywhere between, like, if you catch porn between, like, the ages of 7 and, like, 11, you'll never be the same again. Like, your whole outlook on sex is fucked up. And I'm going to look this up and give you guys the actual analytics on this thing. But there's, like, a gland in the brain that, like, swells. That's, like, in the region of your brain that's associated with pleasure. It's
Hmm.
just a certain gland that like swells, and when you're exposed to sex at a young age, do you know that just that shit never goes down? Like the swelling never goes down in that gland,
Oh
and this
my
is why like
Ah.
God.
people end up being like hypersexual and like twisted up over the years if you start watching porn young. It's a whole
Hmm.
science and a study on that. I actually will send you guys a dissertation if you want it, but yeah,
I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Heck
yeah, that's
yeah, I
crazy.
want to see that because I'm like, see, this is why I was the way I was. You see, I got exposed to this shit. You see what happened? I shouldn't have been exposed to it.
Mm.
But yeah. Oh man, we got some. I really love all the points that was being made here.
I really
You
appreciate
know,
everybody on the show, and I thank you for
yeah,
your input.
absolutely. Because
Hmm.
we definitely touched on a lot of things that are definitely important. We character is important above all.
Hmm.
Being flashy. You can be flashy, but in a way where you still know who you are, but not
Yeah.
in a way where you're throwing it into somebody's face. Look what I did for you. And also, for a woman who's dating a man, this is not a reason to stop dating him because you feel he should have more. Like, no, he has what the universe is giving him at that time or what he feels that he needs.
Hmm.
I think that's a lot of we look past the stuff that we need or the blessings that we have and want our wants when we shouldn't focus on that. We should definitely be grateful for what we do have as a need.
Yeah.
Let's see. One more comment here from Miss
Hey,
O.
I'll tell you, man. I'm at a point now, right, where I am really considering, and I've already looked into it, right. I'm really considering getting my money all the way together, buying me some land. Like I'm halfway there right now because I live in rural Pennsylvania up in the Appalachian Mountains, right? Like by
Mm-hmm.
myself. So, but like really just isolating, man. You know, and as far as the family, if you want to come, go ahead, come on. You know, like I really want to generate enough to have enough space. I mean, to really, really save my people, man. I mean, because this is crazy.
I would agree,
We need
indeed.
more
Nothing
people
wrong with
who's
that.
thinking in this context.
Yes, me too.
Getting
I need
our people
more
together,
people that have been thinking like that.
family together, and taking care of them, and having a community, because I think it's that idea is getting lost.
It really
Everybody's
is.
for themselves, and not that self is bad. It's just that when you're not spreading the wealth or you're not spreading the knowledge, and it gets lost, and then the children have no choice but to listen to other things because they don't know, and you ain't telling them. So we
There's
need to
structure there.
bring the community together and have a structure. Yeah.
That's right. I'm with it.
All
But
right.
man, Azima, where can everyone find you?
Y'all can find me at Azima the Only on TikTok and Instagram, and you can find me at Ozidi Wellness and Fitness on Facebook and YouTube.
All
And where can
right.
we find you?
All right. You can find me across all platforms: TikTok, IG, Facebook, and YouTube at Camp Jogo Fit. That is KampJogofit. You could go to my website and order you some fitness related things. And this was a great episode, y'all. So we'll
All
definitely be here again next
right.
week. Same time, same place, 8 p.m.
8
Eastern
p.m.
Standard Time. And I will definitely, whoever followed me, I'll definitely follow back and chime
Exactly.
in on your talks as well.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Have a
Thank
good night.
you. Good night, y'all.
Bye.
Peace.